In this video, we are going to take a look at women's college basketball and just have a round ball of news. One, a bit of portal action as UCLA just got the last remaining top 25 player in the portal. In addition, we'll talk about the one lone remaining player who's not top 25 that it seems like a lot of teams are sort of interested in. And then we'll finish off with UConn and injuries. Don't worry, UConn, it's good news, I think. Before we start, if you like the content, then please consider subscribing to the channel and giving the video a like. All right, let's get into this. Janiah Barker is a 6'4" forward from Texas A&M who entered the portal after her sophomore year. Charlie Creme has rated her the number 12 portal prospect, and basically she is the last player on the board, or was the last player on the board, as she has now committed to UCLA. Now, I know it's YouTube, so I should be jumping up and down going, my God, this changes everything. The landscape has changed in basketball with the signing of Janiah Barker and her going to UCLA. But in truth, I really don't see that. She's a nice piece to add. This is depth for UCLA. As always, the transfer portal giveth and it taketh. And the taketh for UCLA was they lost Christian Awala via the transfer portal to the Ole Miss Rebels. In addition, they lost Emily Bassoir she's going off to Europe to play, so she won't return. And lastly, Lena Sontag. She will not play as she's decided to focus on her academic studies in hopes of getting into medical school. But even with those losses, UCLA was still pretty loaded up front with Lauren Betts, the 6'7" center who transferred to UCLA the year before and averaged 14 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, and shot 64% from the floor. So that was always going to be an anchor, and they were going to be fine. In addition to Betts, they also had Angela Dugliich returning, and she's big as well. Like, she's 6'4". She averaged 8.7 points, 6.5 rebounds, and she matches well with Betts as she can shoot from the outside, shooting just over 31% from the three-point line last season. As well, they landed Tamia Gardner from the portal, who's much in the same mold, as she is 6'3", averaged 7 rebounds, 11 points, and shot 39% from three-point land. So I thought they were pretty much sorted for big. So I was a bit surprised that Barker has chosen UCLA. From UCLA's perspective, I mean, it's more depth and protection from injury, which is always nice. But yeah, I'm just curious to see how they fit the parts together. Will Gardner and Dugliich share minutes, or will it be as well Barker and Betts sharing minutes? And how will they mix and match it? Or will Corey Close just go big across the board? I'm not sure. It'll be fun to watch and very interesting to watch. I'm not sure it's a game-changing signing. Oh my God. The big thing with Lauren Betts last year, why I thought that was a game changer, was because that was the hole in their team. They faced South Carolina and got beat up inside by Camilo Cardoso in the tournament. It's like, okay, now we have a Lauren Betts and we can compete inside. So I guess their figuring is you can never have too many bigs. So as I mentioned at the outset, all of the top 25 players rated by Charlie Creme in the portal have committed to a school. The only one that I think some have interest in is Maryam Dauda. She entered the portal from Arkansas. She's 6'4". Last season, she averaged 10 points, 6.3 rebounds, and shot 45% from the floor and 31% from three. And I have heard all sorts of speculation on her. Some have said she's interested in South Carolina, and South Carolina's interested in her to give them some post depth. I also saw an article that Iowa was interested, but the article, the way it was written, is like Iowa was interested in communicating with her. I mean, why not? I mean, she's a good player. Any school or program would be interested in communicating with her. So we'll see how it shakes out. I'm curious if go to South Carolina to add depth, or maybe Tennessee, or maybe even LSU. I don't know. To be determined. But in my mind, that is one of the last remaining interesting pieces on the board, as she can give you that depth in the post and let you sleep easier at night in case you have an injury. You know you have that extra player there, that your season's not going to go down, or you're just going to get killed on the boards the rest of the year. Now for UConn injury news. The good news is nobody has had a surgery that we have been informed about. As well, we have not heard about any setbacks, but the next time Gino Auriemma speaks to the media will probably be in early June, so hopefully everybody is remaining healthy. I saw in Dan Conley's article that Jana El-Alfi was warming up with UConn during the tournament, so that's very good. She will be 16 months removed from her Achilles injury by the time they start the season next year, so that she should be well on her way to full health by that time. The other one that should be ready to go would be AZ Fudd, as she will be 11 months removed from her ACL surgery. I have no doubt that they will bring her along slow or be cautious. I found it interesting. I was reading the story on her in The Athletic, and her surgeon reportedly told her and her family that he thought that she probably really stretched or compromised her ACL actually in the previous season when Aaliyah Edwards fell into her knee, when Aaliyah Edwards sort of got pushed from a pick. So in some ways, the thing was always going to go, it appears. So it was good that it happened early in the season, and she's had the 11 months, so she's not out for 2 years. Or really, it probably would have been better if it would have happened during the tournament when she came. Well, not better, and I'm not wishing injury before anybody misquotes me on this, but if the thing was going to go, like if it would have happened in the tournament, she would have had the surgery then and missed the following season, but still would have had, when she was coming back this year, she would have been almost 18 or 19 months removed from her ACL injury, which wouldn't have been a bad thing, although UConn would have gotten absolutely killed if she would have gotten injured in the tournament, no doubt, which in a lot of ways would have been unfair, but that's the way it happens and how it works. When an injury happens, we have to blame somebody or something, obviously. Now with Patterson and Deschamps, there's no word on their status. Assuming they're playing next year, there's more concern me more than AZ Fudd. AZ Fudd, we know what procedure she had, and we know she's on a recovery and timeline. Same thing. We don't know the time frame for Aubrey Griffin of when she will be cleared, but at some point in the 24-25 season, she will be cleared to play. With Patterson, the question is, can she play basketball pain-free? Or will the knee just become re-irritated and angry once she starts to put heavy training and grinding on it? The thing that's always concerned me about her knee is how Gino compared it to Morgan Tuck's, but then it seemed like she had a debridement of her patella tendon, so I don't know what's going on with it, but you don't want your knee compared to Morgan Tuck's knee, I don't think. And then with Deschamps, how do you know if somebody's recovered from a head injury? That's always been the big issue for her, and I just don't know. Just wishing her good health. But overall, the one thing UConn has going for it is just they've got numbers this year with 14 players, which seems almost ridiculous on paper. But given the last few years, it's just very sensible. And hopefully they can reach their full potential and be injury-free in 24-25. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great night.